Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam.
Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Bandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityananda, I offer my humble obeisance, my humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. And I welcome each and every one of you back as we are continuing in the series of programs. And we are going to be entering into the Are Shaktis Akashic reading program for today evening. We have just had a very, very intense spiritual process and been in the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. Each and every one of us, I'm sure, is buzzing in the aftermath of that superconscious energy, that beautiful space of connection with the avatar, literally being able to sit and be protected in the superconscious blanket as the whole world is going through the eclipse. And there's literally the climax of the year 2021 happening all around us, surrounding us, while we are, each and every one of us, wherever we are, surrounded in protection and being able to be uplifted to our ultimate possibility. Swamiji always says beautifully, you are a possibility. You are a seed. You're not an end product. And you have a possibility to break through and achieve your ultimate reality, your ultimate possibility. You have the possibility for your higher consciousness to awaken in your life and transform your life. And through this program, you can do so with the darshan and the diksha of Devi Parash. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, and she is a cosmic womb. She is the source of all of the billions and billions of universes that exist out there. She is the source Shakti. She is where all the big bang and the black hole comes out and goes in. And she is the source Shakti, the source energy, or the source power, which all of us came from in which all of us are in right now, in which all of us are going to merge. And the first and foremost relationship in our life is with the mother. Our Vedic rishis were aware of that, and they made that as a science to ultimately awaken the higher consciousness to express through us. Today, out of his extreme love and compassion, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is gracing us, manifesting Devi Parashakti, and gracing us, answering all of our questions and attending to our prayers, giving us boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivam itself. So let's be introduced now to what is Bhava Samadhi Darshan. For those of you who might not know, who might be new, what is this unique program and this unique process that is being revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a very, very unique program, and each and every one of you will be able to experience a glimpse of this extremely superior spiritual state. Bhava Samadhi. Samadhi literally means being one with the source. Sama means oneness and Adi means source. So being one with the source. And Bhava means an attitude or aspect. So Bhava Samadhi means being connected with the divine through a certain aspect, and being in oneness with the divine through a certain aspect. And darshan literally is coming face to face with the cosmos. Darshan means to have a glimpse of. And the avatar is always radiating that superconscious energy, just like the sun is never for a moment not radiating light. In the same way, the avatar is always radiating superconscious energy. And so when we have the darshan, that when we are catching a glimpse of the avatar, that is what is called as darshan for us. And at that moment, it has a power enough to cleanse all of our karmas and to literally hit the reset button on our very being itself. So the fundamentals of the science of Bhava Samadhi Darshan. One, the divine cosmic beings are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, and that they manifest through the Archavataras, or the deities in the temples, and the Nijavataras, the incarnations. So Bhava Samadhi Darshan is the science of the Nijavatara, manifesting the supreme consciousness, where the formless expresses through the Divya Sarira, the light body, and through the Nijavatara, through the embodied form, for each and every one of us to experience Paramashivam. And as an example, you can see here, Devi Are Shaktis manifests through the being of Devi Rajarajeshwari, and especially the embodied form of Meenakshi as the sovereign queen, the leader that existed, the incarnation that had lived thousands of years ago. So the Archavatar is a embodiment of the superconscious energy. However, each and every one of us, human beings especially, we might not be mature enough to handle those experiences directly. And that is why the avatar, the physical embodied form, comes down in order to bridge the gap and ultimately bring us closer to that superconscious energy. And the Bhava Samadhi Darshan is actually awakening your latent potential energy inside of you, the Kundalini Shakti, which has the capacity to visibly slow down your aging process and as well as improve immunity to disease. And during the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally you're being able to harness that superconscious energy and manifest whatever you want in your life and literally be able to change and transform lives. This is actually made possible by a process called mirror neurons, or a physiological phenomenon called the mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are actually neurons inside of us that process and they replicate exactly what we are seeing on our outside by a process of direct observation. This means that whatever we are seeing, whenever we are seeing the darshan, literally what is happening inside the avatar, what is the space the avatar is radiating, the superconscious space, that is exactly what is manifested inside of us physiologically. And during this program, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, manifesting as Devi Are Shaktis, is reading out what is known as the Akashic reading. Akashic readings, as you might have maybe related, is not a prediction. It's a reading from the cosmic archives. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. And that's why the past, the present, and future are all clearly recorded in the space of Akasha, in the dimension of Akasha. So whenever a being is initiated into the power of Akashic reading by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being the incarnation himself, is able to access this dimension of Akasha, retrieve a record that anyone is asking for, and simply read it out to you. And the avatar specialities that you can simply recreate and redesign your future, your past, anything, just with this one reading. So now let's be introduced to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, a brief glimpse into his life in a few short minutes that we have. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Paramashivam, is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashivam, the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism from birth was recognized as Paramashiva, as the incarnation today by enlightened beings and esteemed as spiritual adepts in the whole of this last century as well. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has from the very beginning revived Sanatana Hindu Dharma and worked to revive the oldest kingdoms in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, including as being the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa Shamalapita Sarvajnapitam, and having revived since the time of his coronation the religious activities, the social spiritual activities, and as well as protecting the world heritage that is these ancient adinams. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvajnapitam at the age of 16. You can see here the Guru Parampara, Yogi Yogananda Puri, Mataji Vibhudananda Puri, Isaki Sonagar, and finally on the the right hand side, Swamiji himself. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also founded the nation of Kailasa through the Nityananda Sangha in the year 2000, except on 31st of December 1999, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was only 21 years old. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also founded the Adi Kailasa Sarvajnapitam in 2004, and also was declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvajnapita in 2004. As you can see, these are the photographs of the ceremony of the coronation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsa Solanki Samrajya. And these are the lineage of kings and successors of the Suryavamsa lineage. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvajnapitam. And also the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is declared as the successor of the Tanjavur, the Tiruvarur, and the Vedaranyam and the Panchanadikulam Adhinams, which are ancient, very ancient mathas in Hinduism itself. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada. And as you can see here, these are some of the activities that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has led, and also led the sannyasis who are running the monasteries now, also physically there, and taking care of the adinams, protecting the heritage, ensuring that the activities, the social spiritual activities, the ecosystem is upheld to its standard as per the Vedagama principles. As well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has ensured that these ancient heritages are protected and are kept safe from the hands of anti-Hindu elements. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Svargapuram Adinam. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the successor of the Adi Pita Kolada Math in Karnataka by Sri Shanti Veeras Mahaswamigal. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was elected with the title of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2015 by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders who had elected together unanimously that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had been deserving and earned the title of Bhagavan. So today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed and watched with Guru on the digital media, with over 1 billion views in different platforms, as you will be able to see. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also leading the world's greatest digital Hindu nation, with 27 years of relentless, tireless services to humanity, including organizing free food bank initiatives and empowerment of women programs, and as well natural disaster relief, providing free medical care, and as well ensuring, even during these times of COVID, implementing a COVID policy, Kailasas across the world that has been even recognized by the UN and published in the Human Rights Commission website. As well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have then further been translated into 50 different languages. And you can visit books.nithyananda.org, and you can be able to read through, you can download and download the 20 million copies of the books which have been sold, read, and downloaded online. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made available this knowledge that Swamiji has beautifully mapped from the complexity of the ancient scriptures into the modern day human mind in a user-friendly way, and made it absolutely free of cost and freely available to download and read at your own pleasure, at your own time, at books.nithyananda.org. So you can go there and download any one of these books, including the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, the Gospel of Paramahamsa Nityananda, the Living Enlightenment book, and so much more. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the world's largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million public scriptures, and 20 million digital books. And over 10,000 hours of discourses, which are made available on YouTube, Kailasa's SPH and NITHYANANDA YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to at any time and also become a member and get all the benefits of becoming a member. As well as respected, Swamiji was respected as a commentator of all of the Hindu scriptures, including the Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Shiva Sutras, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and so much more. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also today recognized and honored as the leader of Hinduism across the world, recognized and the most internationally acclaimed and awarded Hindu guru, who has been recognized even by the US Senate and the US House of Representatives, and as well represented and told the story of the Hindu persecution in international forums such as the UN, and as well acclaimed as the top 100 spiritually affluential beings in the Watkins Mind, Body, and Spirit magazine. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Nityananda Order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora who are working for global peace and towards the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also establisher of the Nityananda Hindu University, which is the largest Hindu university with satellite campuses in more than 150 countries. And established over 1,000 plus enlightenment ecosystems, with reaching out to millions of people all over the world, and as a founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvagna Pitas, where this knowledge, the knowledge of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived, is being protected and taught, lived as a lifestyle. So with this, we've now come to a conclusion of this segment in today's program. This brief introduction to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will now be entering into the next segment of today's program, the demonstration of extraordinary Shaktis, a feat, a part that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism only could give to the world, and an amazing way to manifest our highest possibility. We'll now be joined by the Nityananda Guru Balasans, who will be guiding us through the powers of Paramashiva, how we can manifest powers, how Swamiji initiates us into these powers, and they'll be giving you a live demonstration of these powers right here. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Nityananda Paramashivam Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivam Nityananda Paramashivam Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivananda Paramashivuham Paramashivuham Om Nityananda Om Nityananda Paramashivuham Paramashivuham Om Nityananda Paramashivuham Om Nityananda Paramashivuham Paramashivuham Om Nityananda Paramashivuham Om Nityananda Paramashivuham Paramashivuham Om Nityananda Paramashivuham
नित्यानन्दं परमसुगदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गहनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityananda, welcome to today's Manifesting the Extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva and Parashakti. Today, as part of the Parashakti's Akashic reading, power manifestation demonstration and segment of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, we will be looking into manifesting the most basic power, which is the third eye, seeing and reading with your eyes blindfolded. The Balasans, Nityananda yogis, the initiated disciple of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, will now be demonstrating the powers of third eye and sharing with all the experience and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers which is awakened in us through the Diksha initiation. In today's Bhava Smaya Darshan, all of us will be receiving the initiation into third eye awakening and various other powers, the blessings and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We will be manifesting the following powers, which is the third eye, see with your eyes blindfolded. Third eye is the cosmic browsing center, which is located between your brows, which upon initiation, one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye, just as you do with your two eyes. So what are Shaktis? In the Vedagamas, which are the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. Shaktis are described as a system, method and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are divine, you need to manifest divine, and not you are a man, you need to reach divine. Now, let us learn what are the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. The Shaktis expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru. The Shaktis are the source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. The Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation from the avatar. The Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent. Siddhis may divert you from the space of enlightenment. Paramashiva is a primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form and causality. As a fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, which is the five cosmic acts of Shristi, creation, Sthiti, sovereign leadership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Prabhava, pulling out the delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Paramashivam, is an 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced science. It was where the science of power manifestation is lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at record-breaking pace never accomplished before. The knowledge and science of manifesting these Shaktis are passed on from one generation to the next through Diksha initiation by the enlightened Gurus. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiation and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation. From the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra and Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, Science of Aushadha, Advaita and Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva and Paramashiva. So, how to awaken the divine Shaktis in us? Every ultimate truth, which is a jnana, mapped into our consciousness, prajna, manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana. Now, let us watch the short video. What is Diksha? Initiation getting transmitted from the avatar to the disciple.
Being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarva samapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi diksha vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 8.
The science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidence which are called pramana. The Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. Atma Pramana, which is the experience and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified the science. Atma Pramana, which are the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Praktiksha Pramana, which are called the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for Hindus. Vedas are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, which are called the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva himself. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. A reference cited from the Shastra source scriptures is called Shastra Pramana. Let us get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. We have the scriptural reference to manifest the power of third eye now. Kapalantalmanonyasya tishtanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyad lakshayed lakshamuttamam. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Laksham, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. Apta Pramana, which is Bhagavan Krishna, initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold Krishna's Vishrupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. Atma Pramana, which has Swamiji's own words, the first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360-degree, 10 directions below me, everything I realized, not only was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me.
Around me, above
Pratiksha Pramana, which are called as study measures and comparing metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states. When we are doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located. Where you are in the deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the brain is rest at peace. Sakshi Pramana, which are this rare sacred science of third eye awakening, is being made available to humanity for the ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Paramashivam. Swamiji embodies the most profound yogic state that surpasses all bounds of time, space, and matter. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure great science of third eye awakening along with many other spiritual sciences through initiation Diksha. Millions of people have been initiated by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. Let us now witness the live Sakshi Pramana, which is a demonstration of the power of third eye with the Balasans and Nityananda yogis. Now, we'll be entering the power manifestation segment, which is manifesting the powers of Paramashiva through the space of oneness, being a Sakshi Pramana, manifesting this power for all of us to experience Paramashiva within ourselves and within all of us in this day of solar eclipse. Now, on today's manifestation of powers, we're going to be looking into the different powerful cognitions. You're going to be reading out with your eyes blindfolded. Today, how to overcome the space of lust, how to be in the complete love, unconditional love, and how to come out of stress and different more powerful conditions of life problems in reality. So today's power manifestation will be that reading all Swamiji's powerful conditions from his books and satsang transcribed through the third eye itself. I'm going to connect myself in the space of oneness with Swamiji by chanting the Mahavakya Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, having the simple cognition Paramashiva is real and the simple obedience that he is going to make the manifestation happen for all of us to experience the superconscious breakthrough, which is the ultimate attaining the space and state of Paramashivatva. Let us all take few minutes now and chant the Mahavakya, remembering Swamiji in our third eye and in our inner space. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Lust to love. Lust is a primal emotion provided by nature for continuation for the species. To go beyond lust is the first major step in realizing the ultimate potential of human life. Celibacy. Celibacy is nothing but not craving for the suppressed half that is inside you. That's all. If you are male, you need to experience such fulfillment unto yourself that you no longer miss the suppressed half or female inside you. If you are a female, you are so enough into yourself that you don't look outside to experience this fulfillment. True desire for fulfillment. The true desire for fulfillment. When you have a headache, you are not comfortable with that state because you know that is not your true nature. Your true nature is having no headache. In the same way, when you have some desire, you immediately want to come out of it because deep fulfillment is your very nature, and desire causes an imbalance in that fulfillment. So now, by manifesting this power, you have now come through how to overcome desire, what is lust, what is love, and how to live a complete free life without any problems of basic problems in your basic life. By manifesting this powers of Paramashiva, you achieve the superconscious breakthrough inside yourself. You feel happy, you know that Paramashiva is inside yourself and you can manifest any reality you want and overcome any obstacles in this current point of time. So on this auspicious day of solar eclipse, you can manifest the space of Paramashiva, manifest the powers, and manifest as a conscious resolution and sankalpa to manifest any reality you want and clear obstacles and have the darshan of Paramashiva, which is ultimate Swamiji himself. With this, we'll come to the conclusion of today's power manifestation segment, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Stay tuned for the upcoming session. By the end of today's Are Shaktis Akash reading session, we'll be having the same guided power manifestation session step by step to lead all of you to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Thank you, Nityanandam.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivam. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivam. Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Om Nityananda Om Nityananda Paramashivam Paramashivam Nanda Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramananda Paramashivam Nityananda Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Shivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Paramashivam Shivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Paramashivam Nityananda Paramashivam Paramashivam Om Nityananda Paramashivam Paramashivam Shivam Om Nityananda Om Nityananda Paramashivam Shivam Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Shivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Shivoham. Om Nityananda Parananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda.
Nityananda, welcome back to all of the viewers. And I hope that each and every one of you had the chance to be able to witness the demonstration of extraordinary Shaktis by the Nityananda. So now let's get into the next segment of today's program on the divine feminine consciousness. Let's be introduced to what is the divine feminine consciousness. And let's start by invoking the divine presence of Devi Parashakti with the Dhyana Shlokas of Devi Parashakti. These Dhyana Shlokas are from the Lalita Sahasranama, and they are extremely powerful in invoking the presence and conjuring the most beautiful visualization of Devi Parashakti in your inner space, being able to remember her in all her glory. So now let's chant the Dhyana Shloka. Sindhura vigraham prinayana nityamole spurata nayaka shekaram pina pakshuruha vanebhyam manipurnaratna chashakam ratupala vibrati saumyam rastagatastarana jayanam dhyaye paramambikam. This means the divine mother is to be meditated upon as shining and red body with triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies. And the description goes on. Now let's chant the next Dhyana Shloka. Arunam karan tarangitakshi shrutapasham animati viravrata mayuke rahamityeva vivavaye bhavani. Which means I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. And she holds the nymphs, the goat, the bow, and the flowery arrows in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima, the rays, and she is the self within me. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother, and it's from her cosmic womb, from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is the source where the Big Bang and black hole goes on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, and source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are in right now, and which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, gracing us as answering all of our questions, attending our prayers, giving wounds and healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivam itself. And in the words of Devi Parashakti, she has given a beautiful introduction as to her happening, saying his Omkara, expressing his Vedas and arguments. Blossom does Linkara, Hildas Parashodasi, living in the four triangles. The Kailasa Swamini, Kailasa Sripuruchintamani, Parashodasi, sitting is a part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world. Paramashakti Manonmani Meenakshi, as Nityananda Nijavatara here, to give good boons to everyone. To bestow all goodness, Hiranyagarbha Swarupa, Brahmanda unit. And she continues, raising an Omkara, blossoming as Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, the powers of existence, and the expression of existence. From the oneness of all blossoming into two, as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, that's Ichakriya and Jnana Shakti, growing as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled as the Gotas of seven Rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as the nine grahas, blossoming as 10 Indias, being as the 11 Rudras, and creating all of the worlds. Now how can we receive Devi Parashakti in the best way? Literally, you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen, so always receive her very traditionally. Swamiji beautifully guides keep two betel leaf, one banana on betel night, and one coin in front of your screen, and watch Devi. The coin is considered to be a traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. It can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be 1 paise. In the USA, it can be even 1 cent. And Swamiji says, offer that to Devi, and after the darshan is over, do the namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel. Take it as prasadam immediately and collect those coins and send it to the Kailasa in Los Angeles. This betel leaf, the betel nut, all of this may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. Now, how can we set up this tambulam? As you can see, the tambulam, the traditional plate is here in the center, and the items required which you can purchase in a store near you are all here. So make sure that you take note, and you can go ahead and get these items and be prepared for the next Devi Baba Samadhi Darshan. And this goes not just for the Baba Samadhi Darshan, but also how to offer for even the satsang for any darshan in Diksha. Always welcome. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, offer your gratitude and offer your utmost love at the beat of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in this way. That brings us to a conclusion of this segment. Introducing us to Devi Parashakti for the first time. Swamiji has beautifully spoken on the divine feminine consciousness, awakening the sacred feminine in so many different ways, and has ultimately given us secrets into the divine feminine consciousness. And for that, you can always subscribe to Kailasa's SPH and NITHYANANDA YouTube channel and get to know more about the divine feminine consciousness and how it is literally a gateway to enlightenment. Now we're entering into the next segment in today's program, where we're going to be seeing some of the Akashic readings revealed by Devi Parashakti. This revelation was made on the 31st of May 2021.
நன்றாய் கேட்டுக்கொள், உன் கேள்விக்கு உன்மூலமாய் உலகெங்கும் இருக்கும் இந்துக்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன் உத்திரம். கேட்டு வாழ்ந்தால் உங்கள் வாழ்க்கை பத்திரம். நன்றாய் கேளுங்கள். பிறப்பின் ரகசியத்தை பிறப்பிலா பெருமை உடைய பரமேஸ்வரி சொல்லுகின்றேன் கேளுங்கள். அண்டஜம், யோனிஜம், ஜலஜம், பீஜம் எனும் 4 விதமான பிறவிகளில் 84,000 யோனிகளில் பிறக்கும் பிறப்புகளிலேயே பெருமை வாய்ந்ததும் உத்தமமானதும் மனித பிறவி. அந்த மனித பிறவியிலும் பலமுறை பிறந்து உழன்று அரசியல், பொருளாதாரம், சுகபோகம், தர்மம், அர்த்தம், காமம் எனும் ஆசைகள், துக்கங்கள், அச்சங்கள் அனைத்திலும் அழன்று உழன்று இனி வேண்டாம் இப்பிறவி, வேண்டுவது மோட்சமே என்று முடிவெடுத்தோர்க்கு மட்டுமே ஹிந்து மத யோனிஜம், ஹிந்து பெற்றோர்க்கு பிறந்திடும் சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம், மனித பிறவி உத்தமம், சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித பிறவி உத்தமோத்தமம். இந்த உத்தமோத்தம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோருக்கும் ஜீவன் முக்த விஞ்ஞானத்தையும் சனாதன தர்மத்தையும் காக்கின்ற கடமையும் உண்டு. அதனால் வருகின்ற நன்மையெல்லாம் அனுபவிக்கும் உரிமையும் உண்டு. இந்த கடமையை செய்வோம் என்று சத்தியம் செய்ததனால்தான் அந்த உரிமை அளிக்கப்பட்டது. பூமிக்கு வந்தது மனம் மயங்கி மதிமயங்கி சனாதன தர்மம் காக்க மறந்ததனால் மாயை அவர்கள் உயிரை பறிக்கின்றாள். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மத்தை காப்போம் என்று உறுதி எடுத்தவர்க்கே சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம் அளிக்கின்றேன் யான். உடல் பெற்ற பிறகு ஊழிப் பெருவலியால் ஆசை அச்சங்களை உதறவிடாது, உதறியும் விடாது சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்தோரை உயிர் வாழத் தகுதியில்லாதவர் பட்டியலில் உடனடியாய் மாயை சேர்க்கின்றாள். அதனால் ராட்சசர்களும் அசுரர்களும் தானாகவே இவர்கள் உயிரை எடுக்கின்றார். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மம் காப்போம் என்று நிற்பவர்க்கு நிலைத்திடும் வீரஸ்வர்க்கமும் கைலாச பதவியும், எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் தர்மம் காக்க மறந்த உத்தமோத்தம ஜனனமான சனாதன ஹிந்து ஜனனம் பெற்ற மக்களுக்கு இல்லை வேறு கதி. சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித ஜனனம் உத்தமோத்தம மனித ஜனனம். உங்கள் உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல். தர்மம் காக்க தர்மம் உங்களை காக்கும். சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன அழிந்தென்ன, பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். பிரபஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
These words are the most ferocious, but it is a wake up call for all Hindus across the world. Each and every one of us, 2 billion of us who are sitting wherever we are all over the world. These words of Devi Parashakti were directly for us, making us understand. And when we wake up, probably the most amazing, most compassionate thing that Devi Parashakti could have given us. Devi. Now let's look at Devi's words mapped into English. Again, these are the revelations Devi Parashakti said on the 31st of May 2021. Listen, Andajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, like this in 4 types of births, in 840,000. Yonis, in all these births, the most greatest birth of all of them is a birth. Even in that human birth, being born and toiled many times, after getting burnt and toiled in politics, in finance, in luxuries, in dharma, in artha, and kama. And those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, only those will have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Your human birth is Uttamam, it's the best. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, human birth is Uttamottamam, the best of the best. Devi Parashakti reveals this truth here, and again, bringing significance and understanding for each and every one of us, 2 billion Hindus across the world. Everyone who took this Uttamottama birth has a responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. But unfortunately today, many of us have forgotten even what is the science of living enlightenment. And Devi Parashakti continues, and also they have the right of experiencing its benefits. This right was given to them because of their commitment by them to do this responsibility. Devi Parashakti says that the rights of and the benefits of Sanatana Hindu Dharma were given to each and every one of us Hindus because we had committed to take up the responsibility. And after coming to Bhuloka by getting mentally deluded and forgetting the Dharma of protecting Sanatana Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all of their souls. Understand carefully, I am giving Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma even by giving their life. Devi Parashakti reveals a secret here. The people who are blessed to have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam, being born to Hindu parents, is to those who give the commitment that they will protect Sanatana Dharma even with their lives. After getting the body because of the painful deluge, not dropping fear and greed. For those who forget to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she will immediately add them all to the list of those who are not worthy of living. Therefore, Rakshasas and Asuras are automatically taking away their life. Understand properly, for those who stand that even by giving their life, they will protect Dharma, will permanently have Veera Swarga in Kailasa Padavi. For any reason, people who forgot to protect Dharma, having the Uttama birth of Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, there is no other way for them. Sanatana Hindu Dharma of human birth is Uttamottama human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is a responsibility. This statement by Devi Parashakti is the most profound. So let me just repeat that. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is responsibility. This is a reminder for each and every one of us Hindus. Today in this segment, we're going to be understanding what are actually those rights that we have and what is our responsibility. Devi Parashakti continued, those who do not protect Dharma, they do not have a right to live. Understand properly, all those who took the Uttamottama birth, which is Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, all of you understand. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. After that, what bothers whether you live or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you so that the burden on earth is reduced. And seeing that Maya, she will keep quiet. Again, these words from Devi Parashakti are extremely profound. They are, again, a wake-up call for each and every one of us Hindus. And I invite each and every one of you, if you're a Hindu right now, please make sure that you're listening in and you're understanding what we need to do as Hindus to ensure that our heritage, the traditional knowledge, is protected for the next generation. It's our responsibility to ensure the Hindu nation is protected and alive for Sanatana Hindu Dharma to even survive to the next generation. Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, nonviolence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers and inherent divinity of every single being. And I'm sure each and every one of you who is watching can relate to each one of these aspects as something that you are proud that Sanatana Hindu Dharma has these roots. And the Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced so that enlightened civilization could be kept alive and its great gifts shared with the world. In fact, the Guru Parampara is the single most significant aspect of Hinduism that has protected the knowledge of Hinduism for ages, for years, for centuries and thousands of years to ensure that each and every one of us is able to benefit from it today. It is our Guru Parampara that has passed down this knowledge until today. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is carrying it forward to the whole world and leading its revival. Now let's take a look at some of the references of Hindu nations from Hindu scriptures. In the Hindu scriptures, even such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata, it's extremely profound, beautiful descriptions on how this civilization was running. For example, the Ramarajya, the Valmiki Ramayana, it's written that there were no widows to lament, nor that there was any danger from wild animals, nor any fear born of disease. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform obsequies concerning youngsters. Every creature felt pleased. Everyone was intent on virtue. Turning their eyes towards Rama alone, creatures did not kill one another. People survived for thousands of years with thousands of their progeny, all free from illness and grief. Their trees were bearing flowers and fruits regularly without any injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time and the wind was delightful to touch. Every caste was performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and living without telling lies. All the people were endowed with excellent characteristics. All were engaged in virtue. And in the Mahabharata, in the Ashwamedhika Parva, it is written, Devas granted rains to fulfill all wants. The world became free of all disease. There was no hunger or thirst anywhere. There was no mental suffering. Those who without livelihood were given livelihood, and there was an abundance all around. There were no worldly worries left for anyone, and there was no cause of fear either. Happiness on earth was in fact greater than in the heavens. So Hindu nations had and has so much to contribute to the world, whether it comes to the field of enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, technology, aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, social system, judicial system, political system, or the legal system. Hinduism has so much to contribute. Now, how were Hindu nations destroyed? Once we had 56 Hindu nations, but today, 0. Other than what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is leading in re-establishing as a Hindu nation, there is no other Hindu nation in the world. We cannot afford this. At this time, we have to make sure that there is a Hindu nation. But let's take a look at exactly what we did in order to understand our past. Let's see the destruction of the Hindu civilization as it once was. The first phase was Islamic invasions. In a quote from Will Durant, he says, the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride the slaughter of Hindus, forced conversions, abduction of Hindu women and children to enslavement. And another author, Abdullah Wasaf, in 1606 had described the Islamic law prescribed for Hindus as conveyed to Alauddin Khilji by his qazi or his legal advisor. And at that point, the description says, Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded for them, they must, with greatest humility, offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit in a Hindu's mouth, the Hindu should open it wide for that purpose. Karhade Prabhanda has written, the conquering enemies had burned villages, devastated lands, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women, all of classes captive, flogged with thongs of raw hide, and carried a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners to obsequious Turks. Over the course of the entire Muslim invasion, 200 million Hindus were slaughtered, 100,000 temples were destroyed, and 1 million deities were destroyed. And this brings us to the next phase, the British occupation. This happened from 1700 to 1947 AD. And again, Will Durant has described, I have seen a great people starving to death before my eyes, and I'm convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are not due, as their beneficiaries claim, to overpopulation and superstition, but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history. What Wilderand is referring to is the Bengal famines. They were engineered famines that literally starved entire populations of Hindus and killed up to 45 million Hindus in a short period of time. The British Empire used all possible means to destroy Hindu civil and cultural institutions in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous peoples of India, including discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority, engineered famines to starve natives into submission, and many other cunning strategies in order to literally torture a human being until they are enslaved by entire population. Shashi Tharoor, one of the members of the Indian Parliament, had said that the British had come to one of the richest countries of the world. Over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction reduced it to a poster child of third world poverty. The British occupation looted over $45 trillion from India and as well had usurped the sovereignty of over 680 Hindu kingdoms. And even until today, British attitudes are used towards policies in Hinduism. And again, we're just taking a glimpse into what exactly was the nature of how the Hindu civilization was destroyed. Upon the freedom of India in 1947, the leaders at the time who were planning the new nation were absolutely against a Hindu republic being made. In fact, India's first law minister and principal architect of the Indian Constitution had said, if Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It's incompatible with democracy. Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. However, even just 200 years before this law minister had been dead against being a part of or making India as a Hindu nation, Hinduism had demonstrated the first democracy where there was an equal right to vote for all genders, caste, and every single person in the Hindu civilization. The modern Indian legal system, academia, and media all systematically undermine, suppress, and delegitimize Hindu institutions and culture. For example, the Indian Constitution established governmental control and taxation over Hindu temples and schools, but not over any other religion. And all other religions are free without any taxation and interference from the government. Articles 26 to 30 of India's constitution discriminate against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus, including government benefits and scholarships. And Hindu kingdoms and self-governance was abolished. Anti-superstition laws passed to criminalize Hindu practices, such as the 1857 Criminal Tribes Act. And mainstream Indian academics described Hindus as sexist, as racist, backwards, and oppressors, and that's what the mainstream narrative against Hinduism is until today. In fact, media narratives were used to stereotype and demoralize Hindus. And if you see some of the posters from the modern day depictions of Hindus in Bollywood films, it is much like the British cartoons and propaganda that they used in order to perpetuate their negative narrative about Hindus. Media narratives are used to shape human consciousness, and that is the power that they have over each and every one of us. They're used to further the political agendas. And racist British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus as superstitious, backwards, and dishonest are perpetuated continuously in this way by the brown British successors of modern Indians. And literally they go unabated at an accelerated rate of destroying Hinduism and actively attacking Hinduism in India, as well as around the world. With all of this going on today, still there is a dying population of Hindus. Hindus around the world are facing so much of destruction, are still raped and attacked, are displaced continuously, and the population of Hindus is continuously diminishing in all different ways. Now let's look at the revival of the Hindu nation the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has a bold and courageous vision for a Hindu nation, a nation where the Hindu principles will be lived as the law of the land, and the cosmic law is lived as the law of the land, and the law and the constitution. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, during the time of Mahabharata, we Hindus had 56 deshas or countries, 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas or provinces, and 10,000 sampradayas or traditions. In all 56, Hindus are persecuted. Now we have lost all 56. The last one to fall was Nepal. I am the collective voice of all persecuted Hindus. I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation, built on Vedantamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has envisioned a Hindu civilization and Kailasa as the civilizational nation. And this revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is for reviving this whole life of enlightened civilization and all the great things it has to offer to the world, bringing legitimacy to all offerings Sanatana Hindu Dharma has and sharing it with the whole world is the purpose of Kailasa, the Hindu nation. Kailasa is a revival of the cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived as Paramashivam revealed in the Vedagamic Sanatana Hindu Dharma scriptures. And being one of the most persecuted civilizations, Hinduism today is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation may know Hinduism only through history books, and history books that might not even tell the correct story of Hinduism, might not reflect the truth of what happened to Hindus and what we're going through across the world, even until today. So each and every one of us Hindus has to question sincerely and seriously, what can we do to stand up for Hindu civilization and all that it has to offer to the world? It's not just that Hindus are dying, but it's the greatest science that ever had happened on planet Earth that is also suffering, being lost at right now. And the solutions that our Vedagamic scriptures have given for each and every problem that we might face that are also at stake for being lost entirely. Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. We have to work towards this political legitimacy, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is actively working for it, by actively working in order to bring legitimacy to Kailasa as a nation. Each and every one of us Hindus has to see how we can reclaim our Hindu identity. Across the world, so many of us are reaping the benefits of being Hindu. We have, over thousands of years, over the established Hindu kingdoms and our civilization, been able to build the best biomemory, the best mental setup, the best stable family, stable household system, and are today being able to be successful in our world because of that. Our mental setup or our stable families, all of it is due to the Hindu scriptures and the teachings of Hindu scriptures that was followed by the great Hindu civilization and embedded into our biomemory and mesomemory. Today, Hindus all over the world are the most educated religious group. They have the least amount of divorce rate. They have the least amount of drug abuse rate. And all of this is due to the Hindu scriptures. That is why we've been able to see success in our lives. But are we Hindus remembering this and at least standing up for what has protected us, especially during these extremely tumultuous times when the whole world is seeing millions of people pushed into poverty, and more than that, being pushed into depression and feelings of and being people being at risk for suicide. If you are healthy, wealthy, rich, successful today, if you're happy and respectable, if you have a stable family, if you have the best mental setup, we have to understand that each and every one of these qualities is because Hinduism is responsible for it. The Hindu identity is responsible for it. And because for generations before us, we have worked and been adherent to the Hindu scriptures and the Hindu teachings that have given us these gifts. Hindus are the richest and most successful ethnic community in the world. And the Hindu scriptures, the Hindu lifestyle, and our enlightened masters who have done the tyaga of giving their lives to protect Hindu knowledge are responsible for this. Hindu thought currents are responsible for this. And not only this, some of today's biggest problems, including the climate crisis, including the people who are at risk for depression and at risk for suicide, including the people who are the increased rate of people who are abusing drugs and alcoholism. All of these global problems that people are facing, in Hinduism, we have a solution. Hinduism is a solution-based tradition, in fact. But today, we're not able to see even a future for that, not just because anti-Hindu elements are being active and actively attacking us, but because we responsible Hindus are being inactive. It is us Hindus who are inactive that are responsible for the whole destruction of Hinduism. We have to take responsibility now and let all the Hindus all over the world reclaim our Hindu identity. We have to remind ourselves that if we are happy and successful today, it is because of our background. It's because generations before us, we are descendants of Lord Rama, of the kingdom that he ruled and the dharma that he protected. And if we do not protect the same dharma, we are not going to be able to enjoy the kingdom, the civilization, the violence-free civilization, the happiness that they had at that point, and even we have until today, but we are taking for granted. we're not protecting for our future generations. This is our responsibility as a collective. It's not just one person. It cannot just rely on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as well, who is boldly standing for the Kailasa nation, but each and every one of us Hindus as a collective. 2 billion of us, if we come together as a collective, and we are actively working towards reviving this Hindu nation and the Hindu civilization, then we can protect the Hindu Dharma. We can see a future for our heritage. I invite all the viewers who are watching right now, if you are feeling that this is true, if any amount of this is true, then let's start taking action right now. Share in all of the social media platforms and ensure that you are spreading this enriching content, and make sure that in all of the different platforms you're able to spread what Swamiji is doing for Kailasa. Some of the statistics today include that according to the World Health Organization, globally more than 264 million people of all ages suffer from depression. The World Drug Report says that 35 million people worldwide suffer from drug use disorders. And close to 800,000 people die due to suicide every year. That is actually a person who dies every 40 seconds. And worldwide, more than 7 billion land animals are killed for food every year. This is not even counting the sea creatures that we absolutely destroy due to our consumeristic ideas. It is the responsibility of Hindus to revive the ancient enlightened civilization again and again, to give gifts of the enlightened civilization to humanity. This is an invitation to all Hindus, and inviting all the Hindus, the born Hindus, practicing Hindus, sympathetic Hindus, and even those who are just curious towards Hinduism, to become a part of this revival. On behalf of all of the Hindus across the world, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has ensured to represent Hindus in the international platforms and voice out the crimes done against Hindus in the international platforms today. You can do your part. You can start standing up for Hinduism and for the Hindu nation by sharing the video of the permanent representative of the UN who has spoken in the United Nations and in Geneva at the 14th forum on 14th session on Forum for Minority Issues, and share this link on social media as much as possible to show that what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing for Hinduism today, in a world where Hindus are being attacked in every single country that was once a Hindu nation, and Hindus are continuously being displaced and attacked and murdered. Swamiji is the foremost leader for Hinduism to be surviving. Now, let us understand from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself on why Kailasa is needed, why Kailasa is needed for the humanity itself.
I have incorporated this Kailasa, nation without borders. Kailasa, nation without borders. In a way, I can say whole universe is the Kailasa. Kailasa, nation without borders. I have incorporated in multiple countries. Each Kailasa will function in their own countries as per that country's law, within that country's law. Understand? The Kailasa is revived to do contribution, uniting the nations for contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music. In every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands, some one corner of the world, if you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected, not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better. I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live. I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism. I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all the scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing these whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than one cup of curd rice every day. That's all. A cup of curd rice per day over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? I am only interested in contributing. If we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding, writing notes on my books and writing details on my books. Whether it is making human beings manifest powers, and I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers. Whether making people manifest powers or healing, in every level, life is all about contribution.
Yes, it is now that we need to stand up for the Hindu nation. And this is an invitation for all of the Hindus outside to be able to just simply, from wherever you are, you can start standing up just by sharing what Swamiji has been doing for this nation, and sharing with your friends, your family, anyone whom you think will be interested, will know, so that each and every one of us can benefit ultimately from what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has contributed to the world, and the whole humanity, the whole world itself can benefit from the revival of Hinduism. Over the course of the last 6 to 7 months, there have been so many thousands of people who have been directly benefited, where a divine cosmic intervention has happened in their life just through this platform. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had been offering the Bhava Samadhi darshans, and so many of thousands of the devotees have come forward and shared their stories and what transformation that they had, what Devi Parashakti had blessed, and how they had simply seen a transformation that happened in their lives. Whether it is getting a job, even in this economic climate, whether it is healing relationships that have been strained due to so many circumstances, or even whether it is healing from drug addictions and healing from unknown diseases that people did not even understand that they were suffering from. All of these stories we have heard before, and now we're going to be hearing from a few of the devotees who have come forward and shared their stories about their lives. We're going to have an insight into their life, a glimpse into how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has literally changed their life, has just redirected the course of their entire life, and has been able to create a breakthrough, a superconscious breakthrough. And we've seen this in all different kinds of circumstances, and especially in these times, seeing and hearing about these extremely, extremely beautiful stories is such a heartwarming opportunity that each and every one of us has now. So without further delay, let us now watch a sharing from the devotees who have experienced the Parashakti Akashic reading. As we are going forward, also, you can take a few minutes right now and go ahead and make sure that you are a member of the YouTube channel. You can also like, subscribe, follow in different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and ensure that you're subscribing now. Just a few hours ago, we had a beautiful, powerful darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and a very powerful initiation into the Vishesha Diksha, the Shiva Diksha, and the Gayatri mantra, as well as the unclutching initiation. All of these initiations were so powerful, especially during the eclipse time. And you don't need to miss any one of these powerful events from now on. And just all you have to do is subscribe and ensure that you're getting the notifications for the live programs, for any of the live darshans. So with this, we'll now be entering into the sharings and hearing from the devotees on a glimpse into their life transformation.
Nityanandam, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to share again. You know, it's such a wonderful space to be with all of you. So, and to be with Swamiji.
And it's such a joy to have you. And just a minute, we're just having the interview operator projecting you for the viewers to see as well. And just as we are having Madeline.
Yes, you could go ahead.
Yes. Nityanandam.
Nityanandam, Nityanandam, everyone.
Yes. Ma, actually, even before you can start talking, the way each of your face, the wide smile, be it Ma Chaya and be it you and everybody who's sharing, just seeing the joy that's beaming in each of your face, that itself is a testimony of what a joy, what is filled in your inner space. I'm sure Ma Chaya, whether she could stop talking or not, I don't know, but she could not stop smiling. Her face was filled with smile throat, and so is yours and everybody who has joined here. So it's such a beautiful thing to see, and that itself is a testimony of the depth of the experience that you have had. So please go ahead, Ma. You can give an introduction to yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Madeline Portuguese. I actually live in Italy. I was raised in the UK, but I came to Italy 4 years ago, and I've been living here. And I've actually known Swamiji since 2017, you know, and I was so blessed to be able to go to the first Paramashivam program, you know, when it was actually held in Bidadi. And my journey with Swamiji has been amazing. Oh my God, you know, it's been miracle after miracle after miracle, you know, and such a journey of expansion for me as well. You know, I kind of, I've been interested in spirituality, but you know, I was carrying so much baggage. I was carrying so much conditioning. I was carrying so much, you know, in terms of SDHD, all of this. And, you know, and with Swamiji, it's like he systematically goes through all of these things and starts eliminate one, eliminate the next, eliminate the next. So, yeah, so just to explain my experience with the Devi Darshan, I had been quite busy all day. And when I sat down, I sat down maybe towards the end of the meditation. You know, I wasn't even there for the full meditation. And I was feeling a little flustered because I'd been doing a lot of things. And I sat down, and then I just managed to drop just for the last couple of minutes into beautiful unclutched space, you know, and I was just waiting for Devi to show up. And I remember when she appeared on the screen, you know, I don't speak Tamil, and it felt almost like a blessing because I was just observing her expressions, the beautiful smile, the bright eyes, you know, the compassion. It was just such a beautiful experience. And I was just melting in that a little bit. And I was a bit unclutched. And I remember just praying to her and saying, you know, Devi, it would be so nice if you answered my prayer. I quickly popped the prayer into the chat. So it would be nice, but I also had the space that actually when she's answering everybody else, she's also answering me because we're not separate. We're all connected, you know? So, you know, just being in her presence felt like such a beautiful blessing. And I was just sitting there watching, you know, Devi. And the only prayer I actually had in my head was, please let me download Tamil. So at some point I can actually understand every word you're saying because that's what I wanted, right? But I was just sitting there and enjoying that space. And to be honest, when she called my name, my goodness, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting it at all. There were so many people that were on the call waiting to have their names called. Never in a million years did I think or expect it. You know, I was just in that surrendered space. And so she uttered my name. And I remember just hearing my name on her lips was such a beautiful experience that even if she had spoken English, I wouldn't have heard it. I wouldn't have understood it. I was so like, oh, you know, and so, but straight after the session, Ma Yanatma messaged me with the translation. And she'd granted all my boons and blessings and blessed me as a Sarvanya Pita Karta, you know, and I was like, oh my God, I've been praying to Swamiji, you know, for the last maybe year or so. I've been saying, I want to be a Sarvanya Pita Karta, but not just once. I want to do it many, many times over. You know, I'm dreaming big, you know. So I was kind of in that space. And so I was just floating. And the next day, you know, after reading the translation again, I prayed to Swamiji and I said, okay, so now what's next, Swamiji? You tell me what's next. What do I do next? How do I manifest this? You know? And literally, Mayanatma called me again, and I decided to do a donation on the spot. Okay, so I sent some money off to Swamiji and to the accounts team. But I remember thinking, it still felt like a safe amount. I still had enough in my bank account to more than cover my expenses. And because there's that ingrained thing of security, you know, if money's my security and all of this. So I really had that anxiety, you know, but I thought, this is safe. I can send this to Swamiji, you know. But then again, I prayed to him and I said, okay, Swamiji, what's next? What do I do next? What do I do next? And a couple of days later, I came back from, I'd been out and Kailasa called me and she goes, Swamiji, show me the third eye. You can give much more. You can give much more. You have to just look at your account. You can give much more. So I actually logged onto my account and I said, okay, this is how much is in my account. And I felt this fear, but then I thought I have to give it. I just have to give it all. At some point, you know, at that moment, it felt so much more important for me, having been with Swamiji for a few years. My understanding was like at that point where I have to drop these incompletions. There has to, if it's not now, when is it going to happen? I'm here for a superconscious breakthrough. I'm here for my enlightenment. But at some point, I have to jump. I know Swamiji is standing, you know, at the bottom of this cliff waiting to catch me, but I have to jump. If I don't jump, I'm never going to experience this. I really had that thing. And so when I was looking at my account, I just went, I have to do it. And like there was my head was going, no, you crazy woman, what are you doing? This is all your savings and you have bills and you have this. And my heart was just going, do it, just send it, just send the money. Wow. And I did. And I got, and the excitement that I felt afterwards, it was a space of such excitement and expansion. Honestly, wow. It was amazing. It literally felt like liberation. Literally, it felt finally.
Important point. I would just like to highlight that again for our viewers. The security that you are having, you know, you were thinking, yes, you transferred the first step, you took the first step.
Yeah.
And transferred a certain amount, but you still felt that, you know, this is still in a safe zone. Like, you know, some I have kept for my security. So I'm doing it till one safe zone. But moment, you know, when the third is revealed and then you were like, yes, I have to take that step. And when you understood, hey, I'm trying to jump off the cliff because only when I jump off the cliff, I can go and land at Swamiji who's waiting to hold me. That is a very, very powerful cognition that you're having. And yes, understand every time we hold on to something, right? We are running our life. But when we just unclutch from it, when we drop it, divine comes and he takes care. And this is a beautiful story. Once Vishnu was sitting and, you know, with Lakshmi, Lord Vishnu was sitting with Mahalakshmi. And all of a sudden, he just got up and started running. Then he just stopped and he came back. Then Mahalakshmi was confused. She was like, oh Lord, what happened? You just got up and then you started running and then you came back. What's happening? Then he mentions that one of my favorite devotee was about to get hurt. And then a dog was about to come and bite him. So I ran to save him. But because he opened his eyes and threw a stone and protected himself, I came back. Understand every moment when we take the stone, meaning we hold on to our security, we are running our life. Otherwise, when we just let it go, he runs our life. And that is the best thing. That was really, really the wonderful decision that you made, Ma.
It was so beautiful, Ma. But you know, the thing is, you know, we all think that, I mean, for me, for many years, ever since I was young, we kind of sit in this, what we call our comfort zone, right? We say, oh, this is comfortable. I'm comfortable knowing I'm running my life. I'm in control. But it's never comfortable. It's actually a discomfort zone because we're always going through these ups and downs and worries and fears and anxieties. And that was the cycle I wanted to break from. I was sick of that. I'd even wrote to Swamiji, you know, a note, you know, in the prayer to Swamiji to be blessed. I said, I'm sick of all of this. I'm done with this, Swamiji. I can't be it's so uncomfortable. It's not comfortable. It's not a comfort zone. You know, I want to get out. I want my superconscious breakthrough. I want that space of Paramashanta Swarupa. I want that. I want to be in that space where I just always radiate that bliss and that calm and that peace, knowing I am Paramashiva. And that is such an important space that it was more important for me at that point when I gave the money it was about finally dropping a pattern and saying, you know what, Swamiji, I trust you with my whole being. I trust my whole life to you. I surrender everything to you because you know me much better than I know me. You're running the whole universe. You know, you can easily run my life much better than I'm doing, you know. So, and it was that liberation, that feeling, it literally, you know, when Swamiji talks about the 5 actions of Paramashiva, the liberating you from, you know, your karmas. And I'm thinking that's what liberation feels like. It literally feels like there's an enormous relief, like this huge weight is being lifted off of you because you're not having to carry it anymore. Someone else much stronger is carrying that for you, you know? So it was just an amazing space. And since then, you know, since I did that, I just feel like I've been like, but the weird thing is that even though my bank account's like empty now, nearly pretty much empty, I feel like I am the wealthiest person on the planet. I feel I am already what Devi said, I'm already a karta. So I don't, you know, I just trust that it's going to happen when it's meant to happen. And it can happen now only, but if there's anything else that I need to do, I will do it. If there's anything else, but for me, the biggest gain I got from this whole experience is this powerfulness and this trust, this love, this connection with Swamiji, this absolutely, you know what, just you take care of it. I will do, if I have to do something, I will do it, but I'll let you show me what I have to do. You tell me, you show me, you guide me, you know? And it's just, yeah.
Either are you going to use yours, which is Swamiji, to handle huge wealth, your inner space needs to be ready.
Yeah.
And now with this step that you have taken, he has made that possible. And thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, I literally feel like he's guiding me now on a daily basis, step by step, doing exactly what you're saying, Ma, that he is preparing me. I feel like when I said to him, Swamiji, what's the next step? He made sure it happened. It wasn't a coincidence I got a call from Ma Kailasa. It wasn't a coincidence that on the spot I had to make a decision. It was the right moment. It was jump or, you know, there was going to be no change in my life. And the other big thing that I just very quickly want to share, because I've been, you know, there's been so many clicks coming since then, you know, and I realized, you know what, it's like we are living in times at the moment which, you know, reflect our collective consciousness, right? This is what the state of the planet is just reflecting what all of us, our consciousness is. And Swamiji, it's his responsibility to enlighten us, but we also have a responsibility to raise ourselves, because if we don't, then we are actually going to be part of the problem instead of part of the solution. You know, it's really important. We take that responsibility. Yeah.
Yes, and that decision and that jump you have taken, see, that is most important, because there's a choice. There's always a choice of considering all logical possibilities, all logical limitations that can happen, all logical risks that can happen. And that can be completely convincing for you to, you know, turn yourself off from that breakthrough and not wanting to jump in that. But actually, just the decision that you took itself, just the space, as you're talking, your experience is so honest, and we can just clearly feel it. Like Swamiji will tell, even just the decision that a person can take, just by listening to that, so many people will get inspired and enriched. Actually, Ma, just as you were sharing, there are so many people in the comments who are posting, it is awesome. So many people who are experiencing that same inspiration. Like Ma Divyananda is commenting, absolutely, Swamiji is everything and beyond. So many people are commenting how inspiring it is, because it is so true. The decision you took, and you took it at absolutely the right time, right, when the doors opened, you just jumped in. So that is the thing, Ma. So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Swamiji is such a blessing, you know. Let's just always pray we never take him for granted, because really it's just been the most, you literally feel when you look at Swamiji, this is why I'm here. This is the purpose of my life, you know. This is what I came for. You know, enlightenment's not just a word, you know, it's such a big thing that we should, you know, it's the purpose why we came, why we took this birth, why we keep taking births, you know, is eventually we have. So, and it's like Swamiji said, if it's not now, when? You might as well. That's where we're all going to go end up. We're all going to end up for our enlightenment. So I'm choosing to have it now. I'm not waiting, That's it.
Wow, that's the best thing. Actually, I have one last question. Sorry, I just have one. Be it like just before you, Chaya was sharing, and now you are sharing. One thing that I hear from both of you is something that really made you feel, you have to be part of Kailasa and you have to be a part of mission. That comes from a very deep understanding, that comes from a very deep experience. It is not like just like that you can decide and you can decide to, contribute and you can decide to be a part. No, it has to have a certain kind of space. That it's not about the money, it's not about the actions on the outside, but there's some space that I see in both you and Machaya and many people who share this. So how would you define it? What do you think was the space which inspired you or which made you take that ferocious step and that made you want to be a part of Kailasa and contribute as the Sarvagnya Pita? So what is that space, or how would you call it?
Because it's, I wouldn't define it, but I would say the space that comes from, at least in my case, is, I think every single one of us, whether we follow Swamiji, or whether it's, my next door neighbor or whoever, each one of us deep down knows we are meant for more. This is not who we are, the image we think we are, the limitations, all of that. Inside of us, why are so many of us dissatisfied with our lives? Because inside, we know there's that Paramashiva inside of us that is saying, no, you're destined for much bigger than what you think. If we were comfortable with our incompletions, we wouldn't have all this inner struggle, right? So when you realize and you acknowledge that part of yourself that is crying out for that expansion, that constant expansion, and that your expansion is contributing to the expansion of the whole planet, of the universe, not even the planet, because each one of us is a universe, So we are contributing to that, that's our responsibility. So when we are given, when Swamiji comes, the avatar comes along and he says, I am creating this for you. I am creating, be a part of it, be a part of something that is really going to raise all of humanity. How can you say no? Because your soul wants that. It's your whole being that is saying, of course, do I want to stay stuck with all the fear and the worry and the doubt and, the mean behavior no, this isn't why we're here. So it's really important. Kailasa, Swamiji says we are all contributing to Kailasa, but the first responsibility is to create Kailasa inside each one of us. That's the space, because once that is our space, we can radiate that everywhere outside, So that's the first step. And that comes from realizing that we are Paramashiva. Swamiji has given us courses, he's given us techniques, he's given us the yoga and the puja, and he's given us so many ways, and with his satsangs and everything. But he's only ever telling us one thing, and that is, you're Paramashiva. Wake up, you're Paramashiva. It's just to get us to that space. One message.
One more thing here. We have a question from a user named Annie Hay, I think. So the question is, if I want to experience that, how can I? And he's also asking if you have met Swamiji in person. So what is your, how can he experience the same thing that you had?
Actually, do you know what? It's for me, to first clear up this, I never met Swamiji in person. Okay. My first program I ever attended was Paramashivam. So it was the Divya Sharira program, which was amazing, But even then, even though I knew Swamiji wasn't going to be there in person, I just knew if Swamiji said it's going to be the best program yet, I'm going to be with you. I just knew I had to go. I trusted that. And it was an amazing program. And I also met people at the program who said, actually, we've been to previous programs and he's almost more present here now with us than he was when he was here in person, So because he's present, he was with us all the time, So, but it was, again, another leap of faith. I'm going to go, I'm not going to meet Swamiji, but it's enough that I'm walking in the places he walked, that I'm going to be in his living space and in his breathing space, because it's still his breathing space. So I went and I loved it. And I had an amazing, amazing experience when I was there. And, but to experience the space I had, it's not something I had to work for. I just had a deep desire. I wanted it. I wanted to drop all the limitations. I wanted to drop the fear because I'd had enough. My body, it's, you know, we all have this internal turmoil and it's exhausting. Let's face it. One day we're good, one day we're depressed, one day we're this, one day. It's exhausting to keep up with. You know, you feel like you have like 50 different personalities living inside of you and you never know who you're going to wake up with, right? That's the thing. It's just, it's nuts. And you get to the point where you just say, you know what, I'm done. And I actually wrote that to Swamiji. I said, I'm done with this. I just want to have that set space of peace, you know, that peace. I want that space of Paramashanta Swarupa. I want to feel the powerlessness. I want to know I'm Paramashiva, have that cognition. And Swamiji, it was literally about trust and just saying, you know what, Swamiji, I completely trust you with my life. The complete surrender. Up until this point, there was a part of me that was trying to hold on to my control of my life and was saying, you know what, hold on just in case. There might be, you know, maybe there's something I can do better than Swamiji in terms of my life, you know, because that's the mind. It's always trying to, you know, make you feel insecure. So, but when I decided that I needed to surrender, it's been the best thing. And you know what? I don't even care if the money shows up or not. I'm so happy with the space, so long as I stay in this space. And I know it will, because if Devi said it's coming, it's coming. If Swamiji's preparing me, it will. But actually,
and you have opened up for it to happen. You have opened up.
But the truth is, yeah, but it's secondary to the benefit I've already had from this.
Yes, absolutely. So true. And also we have one more viewer who's commented. Navi Gil Aya has commented, very beautiful sharing. Thank you. I feel re-inspired this morning and excited to offer again today and sit for hours and receive darshan. Absolutely. And your sharing has been so inspiring and so beautiful, Ma. So thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you.
So much for coming and sharing. And actually listening to more beautiful sharings adds so much of joy in each of our inner space to see the different dimensions that Swamiji fulfills in each and every one of our life.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
thank you so much,
Ma. So the best takeaway was, yes, if you want, you drop your security at his feet so that he can take over your life and give you the best possible protection.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about this, what Ma Madeleine shared, the person who we are having next to share is exactly I'm just amazed at how everything is cosmically orchestrated in such a beautiful way. Be it Ma Chaya, be it Ma Madeleine, or be it the person who we're going to have next to share. Each of them in their aspects, it's the similar thread, but how Swamiji fulfills them in a very unique and a very powerful way. It's extremely, actually brings tears in my eyes each time. I just see how everybody is feeling so, you know, that the miracles that happens in terms of what they are really seeking for is so beautiful.
Yes,
so thank you, Ma Madeleine.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma Madeleine.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Nityananda.
Nityananda, after hearing from Magdalene Portuguese, who is a very long time devotee, who shared her experience with Swamiji, her beautiful sharing. Now we're going to be entering into the next segment in today's program. So many people like this have offered their gratitude, have offered how much they are so grateful. They shared, they come on this platform and shared. And many people, out of their gratitude, they wanted to make an offering of something more substantial for them. And in the Hindu tradition, we have this method, a way of connecting deeply with the divine, that is the connection through the various offerings of Devi Parashakti. Offerings are a way that you can connect to the divine out of your utmost gratitude. Now, in our day and age, we have gotten used to continuously asking, almost in even our everyday, every thought. If you just look inside once, you will find yourself just asking for more and more. Every situation, you'll just be continuously asking. And we've had this mentality, we've gotten used to this mentality as a norm for ourselves. This mentality of continuously asking for anything, for everything. We go on continuously asking, we go on continuously saying, what's next? And if we do get something, then we exhaust it until we get bored of it, we get tired of it, and we have to move on to the next. We have never changed our mentality to becoming grateful for things. There's a beautiful story that Swamiji has narrated in the book Guaranteed Solutions, where once a geography teacher had been telling her whole classroom what are the 7 wonders of the world. And the whole room erupted in noise. They started naming off all the 7 different wonders of the world. And they said the Great Wall of China, they said the Great Pyramids of Egypt, and they named off many other different wonders of the world that have been famously declared as wonders. But there was one student who was sitting in the back of the classroom just contemplating. She was not very participating. And the teacher noticed her, and the teacher asked her, what's going on? Why aren't you participating? The girl said, no, I don't see how these are wonders of the world. For me, the wonders of the world are the fact that I can see, that I can hear, that I can live, laugh, love. These are the wonders for me. I don't see why there's these such big wonders of the world. And the entire classroom were just staring at her in awe, that how a small child, like the 6 to 7-year-old, was able to say something with such profound clarity. In our day in life, we often forget that we have so many energies that are working just for us to experience life the way that we are today. The entire cosmos had come together in order for us to evolve after 42 billion years, from a small amoeba to a fully functioning human being. The intelligence, the amount of work, the huge amount of persistence, the times that existence, that life itself was erased on planet Earth, is 6 by the time human beings had come to planet Earth and today are able to experience the best of the whole of human birth and life itself, and we can enjoy so much. But today we are rarely ever grateful for that. Even in our prayer, in our relationship with God. Another story from the Guaranteed Solutions book, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, narrates in the chapter about gratitude, how we can manifest gratitude. Swamiji says, he narrates a beautiful story about a beggar who had gone all over the world. He is just a beggar, and he literally was begging all over the country. Finally, he goes to the king's palace, and he is going there to ask for alms, to ask for something to enable him to be able to eat food, to take responsibility for his family, and so on. And he has seen every different type of person. He's seen every different type of person who has given him alms. But when he goes to the king's palace, he sees the king, and the king has just come out of his bedroom, and he's coming to the court. And in the court, he's bowing down to the god, and he's kneeling before the god, and he's just holding his hands and praying. And then he decides, I don't want to ask for alms from the king. The king later on asks him, why didn't you come forward to ask me for alms? And the beggar says, no, I've gone all over the place. I've begged so many times. But even when I come to a king's palace, I see you are begging as well. In our relationships with God, it is the same thing. Our relationship with the divine, with the divine cosmic beings, we are continuously asking for more and more and more. We do not have an ounce of gratitude. We don't feel that gratitude. And many of us, I'm sure, always think, oh, gratitude is something which should come from inside. It's something that we have to have inside. And we're searching for it continuously. However, when we experience gratitude, it is an overflowing experience of enlightenment, of sheer bliss, and an experience that we feel oneness with the cosmos, oneness with the divine cosmic beings, that we feel eternally grateful for them. This experience is a unique experience in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And there are two types of religions in the whole world. One religion is to pray out of begging, out of asking for more. Another is out of gratitude, is praying out of gratitude and offering your gratitude to Devi Parashakti, to Paramashiva, to all the divine cosmic beings. In the offerings that we're going to be going over today, it's about gratitude, it's offering our gratitude. So now let us enter into this segment on the various different offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti today. Many of us all over the world have been able to have the grace of Devi Parashakti, the darshan of Devi Parashakti, and have her grace, her blessings, and her compassion, and how she has blessed each and every one of us. For all of us, we can now see how we can offer our gratitude and be able to experience a deeper oneness with the entire existence. Now, offerings, the science behind them is very, very profound. In fact, it is a profound science of completion that is happening. The masculine and feminine, the both consciousness, have to be expressed equally by every human being to be enlightened. Until enlightenment, only the masculine dimension expresses more than the feminine dimension, irrespective of male or female physical bodies. And every human being has to complete with these 5 dimensions to achieve enlightenment. 1 is the Pitrus, the Kula Devatas, 3rd, the parents, 4th is nature, and 5 is the Guru. And if we complete with each and every one of these dimensions, we see one more power is manifest to us, and that is the science behind Hinduism. Incompletions or life negative and adharmic cognitions in the 5 dimensions lead to misconstrued karana and karya, or cause and effect, further leading to suffering and pain and calamities in individual and personal, collective, global levels. And being sensitive is being aware in gratitude to life. Everything from the air we breathe, the place that you sit, the energy to feel that you exist, the energy to celebrate that you exist, everything. There are 43 energies that constitute our human body. In fact, these 43 energies are represented in the Sri Chakra, which you are seeing here in the photograph. When all 43 are integrated to Dharma, one becomes enlightened. And Dharma, the cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from both the level of the Panchabhutas, is the core principle of the cosmos. And awakening the sacred feminine is the key to enlightenment. When awakened man expresses the sacred feminine consciousness, he becomes a great revered leader. He becomes, and when awakened woman expresses sacred feminine consciousness, she becomes Devi, the cosmic mother expressing powers. The key to awakening the sacred feminine consciousness is conscious sovereignty. And out of millions of paths, the easiest, sweetest, most beautiful path to enlightenment is connecting with cosmos as the cosmic mother, Devi Are Shaktis, the cosmic feminine consciousness. She is the one who expresses God, all gods, and all the manifestations in the universe. She can straightaway deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. And offerings is not to benefit the divine, but to close our gap with the divine consciousness. When we achieve completion with the Divine Mother, her infinite powers, with her sweet grace, start nourishing all of our dimensions through the cosmic umbilical cord. And when we are making an offering, there is nothing too small or too big that one can offer to connect with the Divine Mother. It is coming from the space of love of a child looking at her mother and handing her what it has to share with her out of deep love and gratitude. It can be a cup of milk or a flower, or it can be a precious jewel to adorn her smiling face or her hair. Vedic rishis have clearly stated that the techniques to connect with sacred feminine consciousness, to awaken the same qualities in us. One can connect with Paramashiva through oneness, but with the divine cosmic being, it is only by worshipping her feet with utmost devotion. Mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered, healing, soothing, and sweetest path to enlightenment among all the traditions on planet Earth. Worshipping includes contemplating, meditating, and through the sacred offerings of mantras and oblations at her feet. So why the divine feminine? Ultimately, she is the most revered in the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And here we have a verse from the Devi Suktam, where Devi Parashakti declares that I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as Vishnu and other Adityas in all divine forms, the Vishwadevas. I hold aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwin twins too. Ekadasha Rudras, Maharudra, Ashtavasus, Dvadashadityas, Vishwadevata, all of them are in my retinue. I move around in my various forms with them as my retinue. I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Agni, and Ashwini Devatas too. Devi Parashakti declares herself as the inner self of all gods, the divine energies, and she is pervading and permeating. Now, let us enter into the offerings to Devi Parashakti that each and every one of you can make today. All of these are different offerings that you can make, some of them with any amount that you can offer, as well as different offerings in gold and precious items as well.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute
Nityanandam, and welcome back, dear viewers. So we are now going to be presenting to you what are the various offerings we have to Devi Parashakti. The first offering is the offering of the e-hundi. Now, the e-hundi offering is when you actually visit a temple and you see you just want to, out of your gratitude to the divine, you would like to make this offering to Devi Parashakti. So the e-hundi offering, beautiful reference from the Lalita Sahasranama, which says Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharadharadhya, Sharvani Sharmadayini. Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all the fears. So if there is any fear in the mind of the devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. It is meant that the autumn of our lives, when thoughts turn more and more inwards, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly. So the need for the Devi worship becomes stronger. So here it talks about the different dimensions of Devi Parashakti. Devi as the consort of Shiva. Devi as worshipped by Sharada, goddess of knowledge. Devi as the wife of Paramashiva. And Sharmadayini, Devi who bestows all the auspiciousness to us. Then next we have the Sankalpa chanting, which is the offering of the conscious resolution. Here you receive the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti. Your name is chanted when the Sankalpa mantra is chanted for the worship of Devi Parashakti. So the Saundarya Lahari beautifully states, let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. And we have the Sankalpa chanting to Devi Parashakti. It's just $1 per person. The next offering we have is the Devi Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, which is the gold coin offering to Devi Parashakti, where you want to manifest the various dimensions of Devi Parashakti. You offer the gold coin, and it comes in various denominations: $75, $151, and $251. Blessings to manifest and awaken the multiple divine feminine conscious attributes and powers. The next offering we have to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. So let the goddess who brings good fortune, who is praised by the gods, who is served by the Devendra, who is praised by the Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who is praised and remembered as devotion to her, solves all, and who is the source of all good in the world. Let that goddess destroy all the obstacles. Blessings for protection from all dangers and fears. The next offering we have is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus. The reference in the Hindu scriptures talks about Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantra Mukte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Devi who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity. Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos. I bow to you, O Devi Mahalakshmi. Blessings for attracting positive relationships in personal and in business dimensions when you offer the golden lotus. The next offering is the offering of the Swarna Meti, the golden touring. The reference from the Saundarya Lahari states, Lord Brahma, the creator of you, selects the dust of your feet and he creates this world. The great Adi Shaivite with his 1,000 heads somehow carries the dust of your feet with great effort, and the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nicely and uses it as the holy ash. And the offer the Swarnamati to express the leadership dimension in you and to offer your devotion at the feet of Devi Parashakti. You can offer the Swarnamati, which is the golden touring, to have blessings of a life of leadership qualities by worshipping the feet. Meti is a golden touring to worship by adorning the Devi's divine lotus feet. The next offering that we have for Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, which is the golden hairline jewelry. And the beautiful reference in the Lalita Sahasranama calls her as Sudha Sara Bhivarshini, the one who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara Chakra, from the crown center to the Agnya, and from the Agnya through all the 72,000 nadis, the energy centers, to give us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. Blessings for an enlightened lifestyle. The reference is directly from the Lalita Sahasranama Stotram. You can offer the Swarna Mangtika for $750, and the link for you to make the offering is www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering we have is the offering, the most sacred offering of Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the offering of gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. The reference from the Guru Ashtakam says, Yasho me gatam dikshu dana pratapa jagat vastu sarvam kare yat prasadat manaschena lagmam guru rangri padme tatakim 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 tatakim. My repute has traveled in all directions through my philanthropy and prowess. All the things of this world are in my hand as a reward for my virtues. Yet if one's mind is not fixed on the lotus feet of the Guru, what then, what then, what then? The most auspicious offering to the Guru is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the offering of gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. Be blessed with the sweetest path to enlightenment. The next offering we have is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the offering of cloth offering to the Guru. Offering the Vastra, the clothes to the Guru during the Pratyaksha Pada Puja bestows one with the sweetest path to enlightenment with complete protection. So the offering of the Vastra Seva, the cloth offering to Devi Are Shaktis. The next offering is the offering of all the various offerings you can see here. The offering of the e-hundi, the offering of the Sankalpa, the Devi Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, the gold coin, the Mukta Anguti, and the golden lotus, Swarna Metti, the golden toe ring, Swarna Mantika, the golden hairline jewelry, Pratyaksha Pada Puja, offering of gratitude at the divine lotus feet, Vastra Seva, the offering of the cloth offering, the various offerings to Devi Are Shaktis. So you can visit www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. Here you can see the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. If you scroll down, you will see the Devi Are Shaktis Bhava Samadhi Darshan. In that, you click on the submit your intention if you would like to offer your intention and if you'd like one of us to help you with the manifestation. The second link is the offering, how you actually make the offering. If you click on the offerings links, it takes you to a new page where you can select the various sevas. Here, next to the sevas, you will see a drop-down box. If you click on that, so you can choose any of the various sevas that you would like to offer. Let's say we choose the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. The cost is shown on the bottom. Click on Add to Cart. You can also increase the quantity if you would like to have multiple offerings for multiple family members. So here, you see the $1,008. You come, check the total, and click on Proceed to Checkout. As you click on Proceed to Checkout, it goes to the final page of billing details where you enter your first name, last name, your details, billing details, your credit card number. Click on I agree to the terms and conditions. And then on the right side bottom, you click on Place Order. So this places your order. And then what you do is you go to the last form which says Fill Sankalpa Details. After you have made the payment, you should let us know that you have made the payment and you would like us to chant the names of your family members so that you receive the benefit of the puja. So just accept those disclaimers in the top, enter the payment details, your basic contact information. And then when you scroll down, offerings for, to whom are you making the offering? Click on Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan and you click next. And when you go to the next page, it will ask you to upload your payment confirmation. It will ask you for your order number. And then it will ask you also the names of the family members to whom you want to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And then you enter their names, you submit the form. So this completes your offering, all the steps required. And also would like to invite each and every one of you on the 28th of December. We have the very, very, very special and a very grand Avatar Day celebrations. 45 years ago, the Avatar descended on the planet Earth to enlighten humanity and to give a superconscious breakthrough. Today, the Avatar is showering divine blessings on millions across the globe, transforming humans to superhumans. Come, let's all celebrate the 45th anniversary of the birth of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The divine Leela, the play of his happening on the planet. On the 28th of December is the Avatar Day. We actually celebrate it as a 21-day festival. And the 10th day is the grandest of the all, which is the day when Swamiji landed on the planet Earth, which is the 28th of December. So the next Pratyaksha Pada Puja offering is on Swamiji's Avatar Day, Swamiji's Jayanti Day. So all of us can offer the puja on that day. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this program. The next segment that you will be watching is the satsang delivered by the Supreme Pontiff. Next is the satsang offered by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let's all get ready for the satsang.
Nityananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nityananda